Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! It's D-Job and Gareth in the house, your two friendly German neighborhood casters. Way too early in the morning, but hey, casting Dota is the one thing that gets me out of bed this early. It's time for Clutch Gamers vs. Happy Feet, Kevin's Draft 4.0 SEA Qualifiers. Gareth, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. I think
Wow.
I've picked up some kind of Hamburg flu or something.
Oh no.
But no, I should be okay. I've got the whole blocked nose thing happening, but not feeling too bad. I'm excited for some Southeast Asian Dota, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
Clutch against Happy Feet. Let's freaking go. Later on, TNC Mineski. That's gonna be huge.
I'm all excited already. Damn. Yeah, especially Happy Feet. We saw them yesterday up against WG, and looked a little bit shaky in some of these games, but maybe just that WG looked so freaking strong.
Yeah. WG were on a roll yesterday, right? Yeah. They didn't 2-0 their series, but they took them still relatively convincingly in the games they won. I've just been waiting for that TNC Mineski match for the past couple of days. You know, it's been postponed a couple of times, and I've just been like, sick, we get to see it. And it's like, no, debated. Just keeps getting pulled back and back and back. But yeah, this is going to be our first lower bracket series, and then we jump back to TNC Mineski, which is upper bracket, to find out who goes through against WG, and find out who goes up against Execration in the other loser bracket game, which I believe is our final series today, right? It should be loser against Execration.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. TNC Mineski, Happy Feet Clutch, and then the loser of TNC Mineski versus Execration. Yeah, so that's the plan for today, guys. 3 games of Dota, 3 best of 3s. Hopefully we don't fall over, and hopefully we get some fun hero pools. Right now, we can talk about the one that we have here. Doesn't seem to be anything too crazy, apart from perhaps the Morphling. We talked about it yesterday briefly, about how it's changed, and your ultimate is now basically copying another hero. And we'll see if any of the teams feel comfortable enough to pick that up, or just ignore it.
Like, imagine having an alchemist on your team with a morphling, and then having 2 alchemists.
What level talent is that you get your teammates, like 15 or 20? One of those.
That's a good question.
Just casting in a new patch, you basically have to have the patch notes open at all times.
Yeah, for sure. Where are we? Yeah, it's level 20. Morph targets allies. Right. So I guess with, like, if it's a support morphling trying to become an alchemist, maybe that takes a little bit too long. But I don't know. There's probably some fun thing that you can do with it that no one's found out yet. Some cool little interaction that's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Southeast Asian teams, we're looking at a pool here with not a great amount of supports in it. Let's be real here. There's Bane, which is either going to get banned now or it's going to get instant first picked.
Have you not heard the news? Bane is a core now.
Oh, I mean, I talked to Kuroki about that. He was playing his support the other day at Dota Pit, so I'm not sure on the hero yet. I still think people are going to be very set in their ways. My brain still sees Bane as a hard support hero.
Yeah.
So we'll see what these guys decide to do. It is captain's draft. There is a little more kind of leniency for throwing interesting heroes into interesting roles, but something very very clear here. You got Bounty Hunter, Tusk, and Slardar as your kind of roaming or greedier supports as potential there. Then you've got Chen, Ogre, Kotl. Sure, there are a handful in there, but they're not the best. They aren't the amazing support who'd be like, cool, I really want to play that hero.
Yeah. They're certainly not the most common ones that we've seen time and time again throughout 706, and even in this tournament. Whenever they were available, like whenever there's a Night Stalker in the pool, it's either banned or picked still. But it is the Bounty Hunter first, so as you mentioned, well, the kind of hero pools for these positions, if they're so low, then naturally they're going to be highly contested. Happy Feet with the first pick, they're gonna grab themselves up that Invis Hunter and the Bane that we talked about coming out for CG. So if nothing else, even as a support, you still can't do a whole lot of damage once you reach at level 10.
Yeah, for sure. So that bit was easy. Bounty and Bane. Okay, like the two strongest supports in the pool. That was relatively simple. What comes next is the hard part, right? With the Bounty Hunter, you've basically enabled and opened your draft for even, weirder and wonderful things. You're going to be looking for, kill power, lots of magic nuke damage for the early game, just trying to get track gold up and running. So I'd be aiming for, heroes like Ember Spirit, have that heavily mobile hero that can jump around the map and, kind of enable the bounty to get these tracks going. It's not nice picking Ember into DP, which is kind of scary here, as Clutch pick her up for the mid lane, but I don't know, if you're going to have, like Bounty Kotl or Bounty Chen, then you throw in an Ember Spirit. I'm sure that Happy Feet right now are scared of Drow Ranger, though. You see Clutch open Bane DP and there's Drow in the pool, you can almost be certain that that's on both teams' minds right now.
Oh yeah. Problem right now for Happy Feet is that there's no more bans, so if you want to block that, then you have to block Picket, and with the Brewmaster and the Bounty Hunter melee heroes already on the field, it's maybe a little bit harder to justify than normal. Maybe just want to take it on chin. I mean, can Happy Feet still go for something like a quick push strat with heroes like Lycan and Chen? Okay, even just buffing that up even more?
It's a potential. The trouble is with Bounty Hunter, you kind of want heroes with stuns, with nuke damage, with team fight. Because he's a hero that's enabled by team fights and skirmishes and pickoffs, so you want the ability to kill enemy heroes, right? But he doesn't bring much of that to the table. He brings lane harass and, a shuriken to throw into the mix. So you want the rest of your heroes to kind of complement what Bounty brings to the table. Brewmaster's a great one. Kotl's going to be able to, shift momentum across the map to where you want it to be, so you don't need a hero like Ember to have that innate kind of, maneuverability. Honestly, looking at this now, Sven wouldn't be a bad idea for Happy Feet. Physical damage up against the Ghosts of DP. You've got that really heavy physical burst damage that's great up against the Death Prophet as well. Yep. And you can destroy her during Exorcism, and unless she has a Yule Scepter, you do a great job up against her. It adds in another stun, which, I'm going to keep on talking about in Captain's Draft. If you're drafting a lineup with no stuns, just honestly, you've got to think about drafting at least a couple of stuns here.
Yeah. Well, for CG at the very least, they have a few interrupts. Bane, obviously, some single target abilities with the Nightmare as well as the Fiend Script. If he can channel that for a long time, Bounty Hunter will be probably looking towards not allowing that. But yeah, in terms of real crowd control, Clutch Gamers, okay, that is. The black hole to the mix, not what I expected necessarily, but potential for big-ass wombo combo is definitely there if Enigma finds something. And the Death Prophet is sitting in the middle of that with the Exorcism.
Okay, they do go the Ember, I like that. You're playing Ember into DP, but I feel like Ember is the hero here that, wins you the game as Happy Feet. The Enigma pick, you look at this pool, what is there to cancel BKB Black Hole?
10 seconds remaining.
It's like Naga and Snare.
5 seconds.
There's like nothing, right? So Enigma's
Bashes troll if Enigma does have the black hole like at max range
on him.
I don't know.
It seems like a pretty sick Enigma game.
Yeah.
You do maybe worry a little bit about Illuminate and Flame Guard dealing with Eidolons, but there's ways around that.
Sniper now. That assassinate, does that go through Magic Community with the stun? I believe it does, right?
The stun shouldn't, no. Not as far as I know.
At the very least, it's a hero that can afford to stay far away from the Enigma, so he's rather unlikely to be caught in like a 5-on-5 engagement where everyone has the right positions that they want to. But outside of that, what does the sniper really give them? I guess you have the frontliners, right? Brewmaster, Ember Spirit.
Well, you have vision from the bounty, so Sniper has a decent time getting damage out. Gap close from Clutch is just the Tusk, so I guess Enigma Black Hole as well can play into that a little bit. But I don't know. You don't have that much to save the sniper if he gets gone on. Like a Force Staff from Kotl, perhaps, but you'll be using your Brew ult to basically disrupt fights and try and save the sniper the majority of the game, I feel. Ember got a bunch of his talents changed, right? So you got Flame. There's no more Spell Amp at level 10. It's now Flame Guard Absorption.
Yeah.
Then level 15 is DPS on Flame Guard. Then it's Spell Amp at level 20.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit different. Not sure if he's as strong with that, Veil Radiance build, because a couple of his other talents look good for the physical damage build, but we'll see what he goes for.
Yeah. Okay, it's more of a choice now, I think. But the spell damage kind of build still probably works fine. Just because it hits a little bit earlier as well, because if you go for the other way, then you still probably want a Battle Fury. And I don't know, it does give you a little bit of damage, but it's mostly a farming item and a pushing item for the Ember. So it's a little bit slower than if you were to go for the Veil, even after Boots of Travel. Alright. Will not forget the overlays, because my name is not Shane. Papa. Rax was late yesterday, so I can't.
My name is not Shane.
Yeah. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. This best of 3 Captain's Draft 4.0 SEA. Happy Feet on the dice side up against Clutch Gamers. What about this lifesteal last pick? I mean, don't have the classic carriers. You kind of have a Tusk rolling in, Enigma with a blink sort of later.
Yeah, not the best ways for lifesteal to get up on a target, but he's gonna have a rough game, it feels, this time around. Against Ember, against Sniper, there's gonna be Force Staffs and Remnants jumping around. I see a lot of struggles in the life ahead of him for JO on this lifesteal, honestly, trying to actually deal damage in the game. There's even like Blinding Light when your rage is down as well, right? Drunken Haze, Drunken Brawler, you're gonna get Cycloned. His talents haven't really been changed too much. So what did Bane get done to him exactly? You've got the damage steal.
Yeah, you've got
Nightmare.
damage steal. You get that plus 100 enfeebled damage reduction. I think that's he had that kind of a talent before as well. But one of the changes as well is that you can now attack targets through Nightmare as the Bane. So
without waking them up.
Without waking them up. So can even conceivably go for like max Nightmare builds and max Enfeeble, rather than just maxing out Brain Stab and just ignoring Enfeeble for the entire time and Nightmare somebody and just lick away from them at with 120 extra damage for 7 seconds.
But you need the level 10 until you get that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's still an uphill climb to get there. As a Bane who can't like wave clear or anything like that.
Exactly. This is why I get a Meteor Hammer. But now smoke up for an early kill onto Kuroko. Straight up with a TP out. Nightmare not coming out here. Instead went for the Brain Stab. And TP in from Yash. She's doing quite a bit of counter damage here. Fly Solo dropping very, very low indeed. Now turning things around onto Boomax. There's another chance available in a couple of seconds. Jesse Vash also coming in here. And he will be the one to claim the first blood, as they thought they could fight, but they can't. Boomax with another snowball. Try and delay things a little bit more, but yeah, he should die too. Jesse Vash, boots first, way too quick on his fate. Double kill for him.
First blood double kill for your bounty hunter, who now has 500 gold on top of boots. That is the best start you could ever hope for. Great TP from the Sniper. I guess he just assumed the Bane had Brain Sap and not the Nightmare, so yeah, the assumption worked out in the end. He doesn't die. I thought maybe they were going to just full switch lanes, but keeping the Ember away from the DP matchup is definitely what you want. But you can see there the power of everyone having a TP to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Ember Spirit in that situation would never have a TP scroll. He would never be ready to come and help his Sniper out. But because he's been given one by the wonderful Ice Frog, he's like, screw it, I'm gonna TP mid. I'm gonna help out here. I'm gonna get a double kill for my bounty hunter. It's one of those sick little knock-on effects that carry heroes have to come and help now because they have a TP.
Yeah. Same for the Sniper. Like normally you don't have a TP this early to get yourself out of trouble. So, like, this entire sequence of events was brought to you by 7.07. But yeah, that means Sniper have a bit of an easier time technically in order to just start off the game, but you still have that damage disadvantage, so Armor able to stay ahead in terms of CS. Between that as well, so 2 points up now in the group storm. Well, that'll continue to be an issue. Jesse Vash unwilling to really commit too heavily onto the DP himself right now. And down bottom we have a bit of a dual lane up against the tri lane, who now snowball up towards Jules. Rappy is still in the middle of that. He gets Nightmare though, so to prevent the help, so Jules will just be right click down. Jo will finish it off. Can it turn things around? Boomax, his clarity will be cancelled at the very least. I have too many extra spells to throw out afterwards.
And they have a sentry here for the bounty as well, so they know when Jesse Vash is lurking around on the bottom lane. They've actually got sentry bot and sentry mid, so Clutch doing a very good job of just trying to keep tabs on where Jesse Vash is moving around to.
Yep.
Two observer wards though from the Radiant that are, you know, very deep. Oh, top lane.
Oh wow. Yeah, Bark is doing quite well against Yash, who's trying to deal with these Eidolons. He's following up some of them. But overall, 7 last hits to the 18 and 14 denies on Bark. Yeah, this is next to impossible to deny against not just the Enigma, but also at least 3 of his Eidolons at the same time.
And there is no more poor man's shield.
Yeah.
So Ember is going to be struggling a little bit against these Eidolons. Such a big buff for people with these little summons and stuff.
Yeah, overall, despite the first couple of kills, the CS goes in favor of Clutch Gamers in every single lane right now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
nice to not really
absolutely.
struggling against Brewmaster.
They're the ones with like the matchup advantages. They're the ones that have kind of forced Happy Feet to shift some of their heroes around. Kotal has to stay bot. The Ember had to go top because of the DP mid. I would have expected Sniper to do better mid lane though. Like, this feels quite surprising that the DP is 22 and 12 against the 6 and 7 Sniper. This doesn't feel right.
Broko's gonna get gun on again. Snowball, extra shots, nicely placed. And this time, no TP shenanigans. They'll just straight up die.
Yeah, this time he does die.
Trading up against Rappy. That's another thing with these kind of supports. You don't really have this classic support that can actually TP to the lane and turn things around. Like last time they made that work was with the core rotation from the Ember. And at this point Yash is getting as little as it is. So him spending his time trying to react to things without it having a guaranteed payoff is not really something that you can afford. And neither the Coddle nor the Bounty Hunter are really well equipped for turnaround plays like that.
I'm still kind of scared though. I mean, even if you are coming out of the laning stage with an advantage like this, you're still up against a Bounty who's found levels. You're still up against, you know, Sniper Ember who scale really nicely into the mid game. Their damage output increases significantly once they get, you know, a handful of items. And you're very heavily reliant on Black Hole and Exorcism to win yourself team fights, to take Roshan, objectives, and also just to push down towers, right?
Yep.
Where there's Happy Feet with Kotal Illuminate to shove back waves, Brewmaster to create disruption and try and win team fights around towers as well. I think execution-wise, Clutch have a little bit of a difficult time. You know, it's not impossible at all. It's just a little more finicky, you know, trying to initiate and start team fights as Clutch. Whereas Happy Feet, they've got Bounty to scout, they've got Ember to maneuver around, Ember and Brew pair up nicely, and, well, Enigma in trouble.
Go for him, just straight up black holes. But it doesn't have too much help. Boomax charging through, but first blood in this particular team fight is already spilled. Enigma with a big old cooldown and nothing to show for it. Boomax also still on a run. I need another blast to the face. The nuke from Jesse Vash and last right click from Jules would secure that kill. Meanwhile, Sniper trying to nab himself to Roche, but Armel and Fly Solo make that kill happen regardless.
Sniper is not having a good time mid.
He really isn't.
it feels like he's just permanently scared. They do have this observer ward up on top of the other side of the ramp, but I think Sniper is just scared of Tusk Bane rotating in again. You know, he's having flashbacks and PTSD from that from that first blood attempt where he had to TP away and Ember came in. So he's been sitting very defensively the majority of the time, and unfortunately, the 2 times he's kind of pushed forward a little bit, he's died both.
Even though you have this good last hit animation with the pretty much instant hit on your projectile, compared to the Death Prophet, which has a bit of travel time, just don't really have the damage. Armor has such an easier time last hitting, so it's not even really getting better for Kuroko. Sitting at like, what, 65, we'll see over 100 damage now from the DP. And, okay, lifesteal dice down bottom, not exactly what I expected.
No, that kind of just happened.
Yeah.
I was watching it at the very end, and Rappy was just facing up against Jo. Jo kind of decided that it was time to turn and face because there was a bounty and a Kotl chasing.
Vax is going ham on Jules now. Let's have a little snowball to work with and gets it up and across. The shrapnel comes through. The slowdown from the headshot actually saves Jules.
Doesn't even get the bounty rune. I don't know what he was thinking there. So that's a mess. That's a big mess actually. Lifestealer dying to the Brew Kotl bounty with like one final shuriken killing off Jo that he didn't expect. The bounty kind of just popped out of nowhere when Jo thought that he could, you know, 1v1 face off against the Brewmaster, which in itself is a difficult task when Brew's level 6. Like, Rappy is just going to be bullying this lane now. And then the Tusk goes and tries to kill the Kotl? There's lots of Happy Feet heroes around. I'm not sure that was the best play, but Happy Feet's still trying to get themselves that track up and running. Bounty needs level 6. Ember, well, how's he doing? 31 and 4, so he's dipping back into the jungle every now and then. He's got himself Quelling and Stout, no Iron Talon, which Ember loved to buy in the previous patch, just to accelerate the farm levels, to get the Veil, to get the Boots of Travel that little bit faster, and swing into your next items. But this Enigma has Hand of Midas Arcanes. Like, Bok is in such a good place right now as this Enigma. I mean, we're level 9 on your DP, level 9 on your Enigma at this point.
Yeah.
The big fights are coming.
Gonna have to be in the back of the offlane in this, but for now, Boommax is trying to soak some experience mid, but Rappy and Jesse Bash moving together, forcing out a snowball. It stuns up everybody, but yeah, it's just a matter of time until Boommax takes a spill, and now, yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from the Brewmaster as well. As soon as you hit the level 6, level 7, you need him to start leveraging that advantage that he's been able to get out of that bottom lane. And start making some rotations. Maybe even threatening that ult, even if he's not using it, just, as you said, him showing up, having that ability, just daring them, daring Clutch Gamers to fight into that, just allows them to get wide with accessibility in these other lanes.
I do get tier 1 top, but this bounty right now, 502 for Jesse Vash, has the urn complete. Level 6 is closing in, and you can see Jo immediately ditches that bottom lane, realizing, okay, Brewmaster still holds onto his ulti. I can't be here anymore, but he's tracked back all the way by the bounty. They still have 3 heroes top, kind of eyeing up Yaj, but he's got a remnant. I'm not sure exactly what, it's a little bit deeper southeast of him, so he does have an escape avenue here.
There is a Fiend's Grip.
Yeah, as long as he's not hit by the Fiend's Grip straight away.
Yeah. He gets controlled by a Fiend's Grip on a Nightmare, he's just dead. But doesn't look like he's gonna be in that position, especially with Bane showing himself now, but as I say that, he's hanging around. Double Remnant forward actually doing a bit of damage, but now there it is, the Fiend's Grip, Boommark's armor is there, Bar coming in from the side, perhaps a good black hole target, and there it is, to secure the, well, like, what? Ended a little bit prematurely, you still get it, but now the blast from Jules coming through, fly solo, dropping low, the Brain Sap, keeping him alive a little bit longer. Rappy slowed down by Armel, and that means he cannot actually easily secure the kill. Jesse Vado's gonna have to do that himself, and he will. Now the Bruce Split comes out, turning things around onto the DP assassination. Not even needed. Jules blasting him down before. So Clutch Gamers,
Clutch got baited super hard.
Yeah, best way to put it.
So the Ember dodges the silence, and then he goes for the double remnant forward and wants the 2-man steering chains, right? But they just get out of range, so he thinks, right, okay, I'm gonna fall back a little bit. all of these Happy Feet heroes come swarming in. Brew with ult, they've got Kotl with Blinding Light. He's hit level... Like, Kotl's nearly level 9 at this point, which is ridiculous for a support hero. But even just the sniper arriving with that long-range damage, the Bane got chased back by the Bounty Hunter. Losing your Ember there is, you know, fine, as long as you kill every single hero and clutch that have pushed forward for it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Kotl is not just level 9. Yeah, he has it now, but Kotl's not just level 9. If you look at his inventory, he's more than halfway towards that Aghanim Scepter, so very real possibility that he'll get that before the next daytime. Well, Yash, yeah, you...
There's a real possibility he gets that before Ember gets an item himself. Like, what was... Like, they have identical net worth. Okay, yeah. A second ago they had identical net worth, and then Kotl bought a TP scroll.
But it's just the nature of the hero if you get to blast away at these lanes.
Radiant's middle tower.
Just was looking there with that.
He was sharing a lane with a Brew, and both of them are farmed.
Yeah.
Like, Brew is top of the net worth for the Dire team. He's gonna have Blink and his next Primal split in 40 seconds. That could be a setup of a great fight, as both teams use their scans to the east, to the west of this bottom tier 1, very afraid of what's lurking in the shadows, but neither of them are, so the scans won't actually hit anything or turn red, while CG, this is it, Infest into the Tusk, they're looking for action, they need to make it happen right now.
Well, looking towards the top lane sniper seems like an easy target right now. And Snowball out of the fog into a punch. Doesn't use it. Doesn't need it. There it is.
Yeah, probably a little bit scared that he'd try and TP away. It's just holding that stun is always the intelligent play.
Quick and easy kill up top. Snipers continuing to struggle. Even less net worth than the Ember Spirit now. So, if Happy Feet's still going to be down to the Brewmaster, just paying back and creating all that space for not just one, but both of his cores, really.
Bok in trouble in the jungle.
Sigma in the jungle.
Is this
gonna be tracked up?
I'm not gonna have a track kill. So, this is the period of the game where I feel Happy Feet probably have the greatest advantage with their draft up against Clutch, but Enigma with Blink and move, like he's going Blink BKB. Once he has that BKB, what's to stop him getting a sick ulti?
Well,
that's
still a question, because Assassinate still says piece of spell immunity, and I'm still not 100% sure whether the stun goes through. But I think it might actually. The question is, like, can you channel it up in time? Because just casting Assassinate takes a while. We'll find out.
I'll look this up.
Alright. Because that would be like the only chance for Happy Feet, right? For now. Just keeping themselves close to their chest. Another smoke rotation with the freshly picked up Blink Dagger from the Enigma, though. Jesse Bash will break it, though. And this is some big intel, because Clutch Gamers are all grouped up as 5, Lifesteal infested in Boombacks. But they don't get anything here. Oh, they get it, the dust, though, as Jesse Bash runs back into the other heroes. We'll finish up that hero. But don't go out empty-handed. But if they did, it would have been a big old waste of time as it stands. They're looking to try and push down this tower with Kotl in position, though. Gonna have a hard time, so they do track him down. Nightmare, a couple of right clicks, but Sim Chains on the other side. Just poking, just joshing. Rappy actually TPing in, but blinking straight back out again. Now Amel committing that exorcism to secure the tower. Should die eventually here, this.
I'm still not sure on Assassinate and BKB. Like, I know you can, like, with Pierce spell immunity, it's always that weird thing. Like, you can click it on a BKB.
Thought Yash coming in here. They're looking to try and burst on Death Pro with plenty of damage done by the exorcism, but they have enough. The BKB comes through on the Brewmaster before his ultimate. CG commit on him, and now Snowball forward. They want more. Do they have more dust? Doesn't look like it here. Double chains. Sniper keeps blinking away. The dust comes out now. Slows on Jesse Bash. Throughout all the tracks that he could. Assassination, not enough for Bok. But Jo, well, he's armor toggling, but not enough. 2 cores die on the side of Clutch Gamers, 1 core, 1 support on the side of Happy Feet, and now they're the ones who are chasing. They see Boomax. It is Axe time already for Kotl. Noble coming through, trying to dodge some of the damage and Nightmare to keep Ember Spirit away, but Kuroko, well, shrapnels, right clicks, another assassination, and the Remnant forward. That should be enough to secure another kill, and it is indeed. Happy Feet get quite a lot out of this fight considering how it started.
Yeah, Brew not even casting ulti. Goodbye, Kotl.
A little bit titty.
Like, solo Black Hole on the Brewmaster seemed good at the start of the fight because you stop his ultimate, but then you realize that Ember and Sniper are still alive, dealing damage, killing DP, killing Lifestealer, then full retreat from the rest of Clutch heroes back towards their tier 2 mid, but they're just chased down because Ember had a Remnant Bounty Hunter tracking them up. They've got this movement speed advantage, just chasing into them, and DP bot might get picked again. They still have this Brew split to go. Holding it for now. But yeah, you know, Sniper Assassinate, you can cast it on BKB targets. Like, you can actually, you know, target Magic Immunity, but bot's just in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Smash also got the courier and now lifting up the Tusk to make sure you have that extra space for Bok. He's using the Shrine to try and stay alive, but he will eventually fall. Boomax also next on the list. He does not get any further support, and Yash making rotation in. Double kill, 2 try kills as well. They get the courier. Great success for Happy Feet.
Armel tried to go onto Jules. Kotl with Aghanim Scepter not having any of it. But yeah, you also saw the power of the Ags of Kotl in that last fight, right?
Oh yeah.
The fact that people started dropping a little low, then one Illuminate comes in, and it's just a huge burst heal from the Kotl back onto your Ember and your Sniper, who are relatively squishy. That's a big chunk of their percentage of their HP.
Definitely extremely good if you can get that item off this early. Almost impossible to fight into at daytime. Luckily for Clutch Gamers, it's only another minute. So you have a bit of a respite in that regard.
What is it from Kotl? 521 heal?
Something like that, yeah. 522 almost with the spell amp.
It's gone up a little bit.
Yep.
I guess he just hit 12.
4.4% spell amp just off his intelligence.
Ooh.
60.
That's new.
What?
Ember has bought himself a Kaya.
Oh.
So he skips the Veil, goes for this spell amp and the mana cost and mana loss reduction. Nice.
I guess it would make sense if you go down that route, right? I mean, you still do more damage. Don't amplify your team, which in this case would be kind of useful.
It's a bit cheaper than Veil as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't give you that armor, which a lot of the time Ember is, you know, lacking. So I'm still kind of surprised he's gone for this and not the Veil. You know, having that bonus armor from the Helm of Iron Will against a Lifestealer and a DP would have been pretty nice, to be honest. But we'll see how this works for him with, you know, cooldown reduction being such a weird kind of, you know, gimmicky thing that's hard to put a value on.
Just the mana cost, but that alone, mana cost and just the mana pool that you get from the intelligence. For now though, Fiend Strip onto Brewmaster, and all of CG just bring him down. Big ol' 4-man gank. Same time up top, that might mean that Armel gets gone on himself. Jesse Vash leading the charge, needs to keep the vision up to prevent the TP out.
Exactly, look at where their lanes are, right? They go for that gank because they have a ward. But the rest of their lanes shoved in towards their towers.
Still looking at top, but Armel, that is cancel TP. There it is. Now they can go. There's still Yule Scepter available for DP, and Armel's still pretty fast on her.
The backstab though. Ember's coming.
Oh, that is dodging some of that damage. It chains as well as his assassination, but it was just style points.
They're ready with a blink black hole, but Happy Feet, they've all spread themselves, and Jesse Vash will scout them here.
Gosh. You actually want to fight this? Black hole comes through. He's tried to do some of it, but yeah. New chains will only get you so far on that.
Yeah, I believe he needed to remnant away.
I think so, yes. Getting away from the black hole is seems to be the way to go. Hey, space grade for Jules down bottom. He's actually pushed all the way to tier 3 now.
Cottle the split pusher.
Yeah.
Well, Sniper has found a nice little spot in the net worth board. Second place, just behind the DP. Ember and Brood still struggling a little bit while, you know, Cottle, as we watch him just split push around. Oh, Jesse Vash is dusted though.
Gotta run. Gotta hide, and looks like he'll be alright actually unless Bok wants to blink after that.
They don't have Black Hole anymore.
Yeah, it's... You have to be very careful engaging into Brewmaster at this point without these tools available, and Yash keeping right back into it as well. No daytime for another 1.5 minutes, so they have to take a little bit easy on Happy Feet if they want to be safe. But in backlines, look at this, Jesse Bash keeps track of armor, quite literally. And as long as you can keep an eye on this Death Prophet and this Exorcism, that's the biggest source of teamfight damage output that they have right now.
Yeah, right. This is like their one play. Tusk has to snowball in and Lifestealer
has to solo snowball in here from the Lifestealer. Gonna get rid of the Sniper first off. Now JO looking for another target. They're all being tracked up though, and Happy Feet gonna link up together again. But that was a good snipe on the Sniper.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that they need to do, you know. As the game's progressed after the draft, we've seen this Lifestealer and kind of known that he's going to struggle to stick onto targets. That initial snowball and blow up of a hero is vitally important because you saw how quickly after that, or during that kill and after that kill, how quickly Happy Feet were able to reposition and maneuver themselves away from Clutch. If that kill doesn't happen, there's no way that you're able to chase and kill more, especially without Black Hole. So that is a vitally important move there by the Tusk with that snowball. And now he's got Blink as well. This is pretty big. This is where Clutch can start swinging things back in their favor. Roshan's up, an objective that they can take with Exorcism and with a Deso Lifestealer. There's tier 2 still standing as well for them to try and pressure into. But it is daytime against a Cottle, which, with that Illuminate heal and the nice vision you get from Jules, still pretty difficult to find a spot on the map to farm and push into.
Cannot really sneak up on them. Even with smokes, like if that breaks across the tree line, then I have a hard time for now. Not even just the Cottle, it's also Jesse Vash who continues to find out these heroes. Sticking around, make sure you have that intel to work with now. They're gonna actually go onto JO. He does have the infest available, but he's going for the TP out instead with the Rage, and nothing there to cancel that. Very quick with his fingers there. Hurricane Pike done on a Sniper, so if he gets that off, then maybe he can use that to stay alive. He had the 4-star up even in that last engagement, but it was just... damage was just too quick. But now, setting up for top. Jules even placing some anti-Tinker Wards. That's an interesting choice.
Whereabouts?
Over on the left.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see it because I was like looking at the Ember Remnant. I was like, "Where's the ward?" Hidden behind Rappy's big fat icon on the map. Yeah, that's just to like find the Enigma the Tusk if they're going for a backstab play. They need to keep the Sniper alive.
Oh, tier 2 traded for tier 1 more than likely. The entirety of Clutch Gamers is down at the bottom. They have a catapult with them. And Happy Feet. Looks like, yeah, they want to go for Roche themselves now. They have a Solar Crest, and is on the Bounty Hunter. But look at this, Clutch Gamers, they know exactly what's happening. They look to try and contest Bok with the Blink Black Hole. Potentially do it, but...
he has BKB as well.
Oh, well, yeah. Happy Feet want no part of that, and Boomax with a Snowball. All the way over to the left-hand side onto Jesse Bash. Do get the dust off, but now... caught in the middle, JO still finds the Keep of the Light. That's a nice target to bring down at this point, but meanwhile in the backlines, Bane will also fall to Yaj as well as Rappy. BKB used defensively here, Bok took quite a bit of damage from something. As now JO control up as well. Next to Death Prophet, just so much damage that he takes with Kuroko plinking away. Now, he'll Scepter from Armel, who's aggressively here, Silence as well, but it's not stopping the right click, still being slowed down, he's still being brought down. An absolute disaster as it turns out for Clutch Gamers. Rappy, his ultimate has ended, but there it is. This still get the burst damage on Boomax, trying to TP out. He initiated that fight, but is not living to tell the tale afterwards. Full 5-man wipe. Happy Feet just... What happened there? It was just a game of kiting, right?
Yeah, like, Lifestealer has no... Like, so, they get a couple of Cyclones off on the DP to make sure Exorcism isn't used immediately. And Lifestealer is just stuck in this weird position where he has to... Like, he has no choice but to fight the Brewmaster split. He has to stand there and punch the fire Brewling, and punch the Storm one, punch the Earth one, and by then, it's too late, you know, with the Bounty Hunter tracking and throwing shurikens onto Enigma, onto Lifestealer, bouncing around. Their Sniper and Ember were able to deal with a DP 2v1 because Kotal was just, you know, spamming Illuminates and heals for the first couple of seconds of the fight before he died. Clutch just couldn't stick on a target. It's like I've been saying since the draft. The first pick that they get is vitally important. They need to blow that one up and they need to transfer it into others, but they need to fight as a unit, fight as a pack. As soon as they get split up within a team fight in a micro sense, Enigma goes one way, DP goes the other, Lifestealer goes a third direction, that's when things get really messy because you no longer have the threat of the black hole. He uses BKB late because he's just getting shuriken to death and tracked up by the bounty hunter. He had no way to maneuver. Bok, you know, he thought about the black hole on the Ember around, sort of on top of that shrine. But there was only really the Kotal there left because Ember just remnanted away. And then they're spread to the wind, you know, there's every angle of attack. Happy Feet come in from, you know, 5 different directions. Yep. And Clutch, I don't know, Jo is just on a hero that struggles. You know, it's not his fault, it's just... Lifestealer is not very good this game. At this moment in time, anyway.
Yep. Well, as a result, Happy Feet now up to an 11k net worth advantage. That's despite all the lanes in mid and top not really going the way that they wanted. But now Sniper, he's the one with the highest net worth, Aegis in hand. Completed Mjolnir now, about to be in his inventory. They also have a gem. Just being picked up by Jesse Vash. Lads, Brewmaster going for the AC next. They're getting everything they want.
So, Sniper's next talent choice. 35 knockback distance on headshot, or minus 1.5 second assassinate. So that takes assassinate down to 0.5 second cast time, right? Or 0.5 second kind of channeling.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about the knockback distance.
It's a bit odd. Like, does it mean it's kind of a pseudo stun now?
Yeah,
it doesn't interrupt.
I don't know.
I would think. I don't know. I don't think it's all that good compared to just you being able to just fire off an assassination really quickly, just as activative damage without really sacrificing your right click.
Yeah, but imagine you're hitting a Bane, like the Bane's running towards you trying to grip you, and you hit him 4 times at the never mind.
Gonna go in here, silence comes through, Armel just committing very, very heavily. 4 stars back, but now the blink, bringing Jo close to Jesse Vash, also have the dust, so he should end up falling. Now Rappy on the other side, the chains onto Armel, he's all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. The Nightmare will dodge the assassination, Yules will dodge the blast. Now the rest of Clutch games come through, but it's still too much damage. Happy Feet gonna look for more. Jo, it was rage TPing out at this point. Meanwhile, the rest of Happy Feet is cleaning up whatever they can. The Snowball, what? There he is. Snowball disappeared for a second, so I was confused. I know, right? Was not just me, I'm not crazy. It just was gone.
Invisible Snowball.
Thanks, Ice Rock. 3-4-1 trade in the end. They blow up the one target, but Armel just charging in like that. That can't be the solution.
He's obviously been charged with the job of keeping Sniper and Ember away from the Lifestealer, but even then Armel can't survive through it. We're still waiting for this BKB black hole though. You know, Bok holds on to it. So there's some form of indecision or mismanagement of their players in this Clutch Gamers draft, but I'm not exactly sure where it lies. You know, is it Armel saying I'm going to charge forward? Is it Jo and Boombax deciding to go on the Bounty Hunter? Because it took a while to kill Jesse Vash. It wasn't an instant kill, you know. It was Lifestealer and Tusk both throwing a bunch of spells into that bounty before they brought him down.
Okay, he did go for a knockback distance, so we'll see how good that actually is. Bok, oh god, that's so sad. It's feeling so scared that you have to pop the BKB defensively like that for an assassination. And Kuroko, well, still with the Aegis in hand, it feels very comfortable on the Aegis to continue this high ground push. It's about to hit daytime as well. They're gonna have the heals available. Rappy just pops the Brew Split to get rid of the buildings. Just yields up the Enigma to prevent the Blink Black Hole. Just objective-based gaming at this point. Dealing with rulings, but okay, they're just dying to the right clicks. Kuroko in the backlines. Assassinate onto Bok. Enough damage to bring him down, so double kill for him. Almost no committal. Yash coming in. What? What is even happening?
The game's over. The game's ended. I mean, Aegis has been taken away, but this sniper has gone from being in an awful spot through the laning stage where he was like 6 and 7 against, you know, what, 20 CS of DPU or some crazy amount like that, to just slaying this game because there is no gap close up against him.
It is Blink. Black Hole? No. Well, they catch a bounty hunter, so that's something. But maybe you don't want to go on the Aegis, but that's expired anyway. I don't know. Another buyback from Lifestealer. Armel in the middle of that, trying to do what he can, but it's not really going to work. Kuroko too strong. And GG, well played. Happy feet, take game number 1. Bit of an anticlimactic ending with the way the teamfight win, but hey. Well deserved from Happy Feet.
Maneuverable teamfight heroes with a bounty hunter, Lifestealer up against Sniper and Ember. Like, the only way that Clutch win this game is if Bok gets that big BKB black hole a number of times on Sniper +1 or Ember +1, right? One of those cores has to die.
Yeah.
And we saw that in the mid-fight when they had the Snowball, Lifestealer infest onto Sniper, kill him, and Happy Feet retreat. And that's like a one team fight for Clutch. But we didn't see it at any other points during this game. You know, there was just no real threat of pressure or team fight wins from Clutch. Happy Feet basically just rolled over them.
Yeah. Pretty good positioning all around. Like, yeah, apart from this one time, Sniper died to the backstab, was his